Oops, I think I need. Awesome. Great evening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are joining us live from. It is your girl, Odetta King, and I see a couple of names on the participant chat that I'm super, super happy you guys were able to get on. Hi, Grace. Hi, James. Judith. Oh my God. Judith is in the building. That is our tax extraordinaire, super fabulous in the building. And she's got her playground millionaire son. Okay. Shout out to you, Judith. And thank you so much for hopping on. Rashonda Roberts, I see you. Tamika Taylor, I see you. Tanya, hi to Erica. I think I'm pronouncing your name wrong. So good to see you, Missy. Hi, Tora. Tora, you are a regular girlfriend. You just need to do this business, Tora. Okay. Thank you so much for supporting your sister Vita. That's the spirit. I love it. Right. And guys, tonight we have a special treat. I want to share, let's start off by sharing this flyer so everybody can see it, right? Because as you guys may or may not know, ooh, it is Financial Literacy Awareness Month, right? Financial literacy. Hi, Miss Claudia Song. Oh my God, I miss you. So good to see you, my fellow teacher and also author. Thank you so much. You're also a regular, Miss Claudia. Miss Claudia, you just need to study, get this license, and come do this business too, because you are a true teacher at heart. Thank you for joining us as always. Guys, as you know, we do these webinars every Wednesday to educate the community when it comes to money matters. My name is Odetta King. I am an author of 4 books. Let me see if I have 3 of them here. The first one, if you in stacking, you're dropping your coins, and honey, we do not want that, right? The second one is this is why you are broke. Again, if we know what we know, we don't want to be broke, right? The third one, I don't have a copy nearby. It is Let's Get Rich, which is a journal planner. And then the fourth one, which many of you, if you're on this call and you're my client, you know your girl of DataKing.com set up your little one to be a playground millionaire, right? So super, super excited. I've been doing this business for going on maybe like 7 years, I think. I started in 2017. Just like many of you, I thought I knew it all because I'm a professor, because I got this 6-figure job. And I'm like, girl, what are you talking about money? I save a lot of money. I'm good. Well, little do I know I was not good because my money was in the bank earning less than 1%. And my money was in the stock market going up and down like a roller coaster. And one day I'm up and another day I'm down. And it's child, it was a hotmess.com. But thank God for someone who came to the college where I taught many, many years ago, 7 years ago. And he said, hey, Professor King, what do you do besides teaching? And I said, well, I'm always on social media talking about stacking your coins, save, 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 save. Let's save this money. And he gifted me a book called Saving Your Future. Look at the title, Saving Your Future, right? Saving Your Future. So I'm like, what? This is all about me because I love saving money. And the next thing you know, it's an 86-page long book. I read it in one night. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Another one of my amazing client and friend. So good to see all of you. Read the book, went to a seminar in Mercy College in the Bronx, and the rest is history, right? The rest is history. So all of this month we are having, and let me just share the flyer now. So you guys want to make sure you're coming back for all of them because they are so good, right? Tonight we have the lovely Miss Sanchez, okay, Chantel Sanchez, who is extraordinary. Oh my God, I love, love, love this girl. She is a boss. She is a firecracker. She knows her stuff. She also has been in the industry. She's a financial professional. She is just amazing. I'll read you her bio. So Chantel is going to be talking today about budgeting. How many of us need help with budget? Right? We don't like that word, but it's something that we need to do, right? How many of us need help with budgeting, right? So she's going to talk about budgeting. She's also going to talk about, of course, setting up your emergency funds, and of course, saving money, right? Chantel was born in Dominican Republic. Our company is taking us on a trip to Dominican Republic. Many of you are running to hit your qualification. It's a super big deal. We love, listen, it's better when it's free. Okay. The pillow is softer when it's free. The mattress is softer when it's free, right? So if you tell me something is free, honey, I already love it. So we're running for a Dominican Republic contest, and it just so happened that Miss Chantel, right, is from the DR. She's raised in the Bronx. She's a financial professional for 5 years. She is a youth educator, all about women empowerment. She hosts amazing events all over New York City. She's a community activist, always giving back to the homeless. I just love, love, love everything she does, right? And of course, she's a boss. She's an entrepreneur, and her true mission is to help people turn their passion into profit. So we have her tonight. Next week, Wednesday. This is what I'm saying. You don't want to miss it. You want to come every week. Next week, Wednesday, we have the lovely Toya Miller. And Toya Miller, get this, she used to be a flight attendant. She also worked for what's that brand that has the red teddy bear? Oh my God, why am I forgetting it? What's the brand that has that retail department store that has like that? Target. She used to work for Target. She was a corporate exec at Target and also a flight attendant. So guys, as you can see, there's people from all walks of life, all background. None of us had nothing in common when it comes to money, but we are here doing it, right? So Toya is going to come next week. She's going to be our host talking about how money works. And guys, make sure the last Wednesday, right? And I hope, let me see if she's on. Right, the last Wednesday, we are going to have Myra, okay? Myra, who is a tax professional, right? She has her own tax business in Texas. She helps people all over the country with their taxes. She is super busy, and Miss Judith can relate to this because Judith told me, "Oh, Daddy, don't talk to me until next week when taxes is over." I get it, honey. I get it. Now it's busy time for you guys. So same thing with Myra. She's like, "Odetta, I can't do no webinar until after tax." So we got her on the calendar for the last Wednesday in April, and she's going to talk all about taxes, how to leverage the IRS codes as a business owner, how you can really tap into more money using the IRS code. These codes are there, but if we don't know, we can't take advantage of it. And even if you're not self-employed, even if you don't have a business, what are things that we all can do to leverage taxes, keep more money in your pocket, and let's go into Uncle Sam. So that is happening every Wednesday. It's the same link that you guys are on, right? So you don't need to do anything else. Just click on the link when you get the reminder. We're also hosting, because again, it is Financial Literacy Awareness Month. Every Friday in the month of April, we're hosting webinars on Fridays. So we have Wednesdays and Fridays twice a week, right? So if you were on last Friday, you already know the Women in Wealth was off the chain. I remember listening to, what was her name? Monica Roman, who, by the way, Monica Roman and her husband are both in the industry. They were both mortgage broker. They put a lot of people in homes, but guess what? The information they know today, they could have kept some of those people by giving them extra ammunition when it comes to data to help them also keep their house, right? So that happened last week for Friday. And this coming Friday, we're going to have Men and Money, right? So if you got a brother, you got your best friend, you got your uncle, you got your dad, listen, even though it's men, I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on because I need to know this information for my brothers and all the men in my life. Okay. So that's happening this Friday. And someone, if you can please drop the link. Oh, actually, you know what? If someone drop the link, odetaking.com/health and wealth, odetaking.com/health and wealth, odetaking.com/health and wealth. You can register for these events that are happening. And then, of course, April 19th is Black Finances Matter. Listen, guys, we don't have to wonder. We're at the bottom. Like, we're at the bottom when it comes to finance, right? The Black race is, we spend the most, but we're still at the bottom when it comes to money, right? And then if you know anybody that speaks Spanish, habla español, ¿dónde están los español? Well, we're going to be having our session on Friday, April 26th for all Latinas, everybody that you know who speaks Spanish, your neighbor, your coworker, somebody at your church, somebody at your job, I don't know, your kids' school, your school. If they speak Spanish, invite them to these webinars, because I promise you guys, this is probably going to be the only place you're going to hear this information. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Chantel, who is going to kick off the first segment of Financial April Literacy Month. Take it away, Chantel.
Let's give Miss Odetta some energy in the chat. She can't hear you, but she can obviously see you, read your energy. So she did a fantastic job kicking off our event tonight. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for sharing your Wednesday with us. I don't know if you came from work or you just had a busy, long day, but we appreciate you coming along and, you know, giving some time to yourself to get yourself financially educated. But so I could get straight to the point. If you were here when the meeting first started, you heard us, you know, jam a little bit to a nice song, right? And this one is by Gunna with Victor Thompson. So I actually told Odetta to play that song, but it's for a reason. I had discovered it recently. Well, I discovered what the name actually was because I just like music. But I started really paying attention to the lyrics, right? So I'm going to read it out to you a little bit. The lyrics say, manifesting for your life, right? Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life. No stress, much less start from nothing. Life's hard, still blessed, a walking testimony, right? And then he says, feel lost, still blessed. I stretch, I touch the money, right? Planted me a seed and watched it grow, travel overseas and cross the globe. Grinding to survive is all I know. Manifesting, reach my goals, talk to God. Now it's out of my control, right? So why do I say that? Well, it's because when it comes to money, it's all a mindset, but you also still have to be connected to something. I remember during the pandemic, I had actually went to church, and our pastor said a lot of people are more connected to their wallet than they're connected to God, right? They have more trust in their job, in their boss, in their own finances than in themselves and into a higher energy, right? So the moment that I started believing in myself, the moment I started shifting my mindset, and the moment that I started paying attention to a higher energy, my finances changed for the better, right? So this is why I'm so happy that you guys are here today, because after tonight, hopefully, if you apply this knowledge, right, you guys will have your finances change for the better. So I will let you guys know I am not going to share my screen. I know that's the typical thing that you hear on Zoom all the time, but for the first time, I want to just talk to you guys, and I'll be reading some of my notes. But I want you to take notes. That's why I'm not having a presentation, because I want you to look at your paper instead of looking at me for the next few minutes, okay? So today, right, we are going to be talking about mastering your finances. We're going to be talking about emergency funds, saving, and budgeting. However, before we get started and I break down what we're going to be discussing, please put a 1 to 10 in the chat. Okay, rate yourself and be honest. This is a safe space. I promise nobody's judging here. Tell me, between 1 to 10, how would you rate your relationship with your finances? Put a 1 to 10. Okay, we got 6. Thank you for being honest. 7, 6, 7, 8. I love that. It's only increasing. 7. Okay. I love that. 6. Okay. That's good. That's good. 10. Judith, I love that for you. Okay. Next, she's going to be talking in the next one in May. Okay. 10, 7, 4. Okay. Thank you guys for being honest, because that's where we begin. right? You have to understand, hey, where do I currently stand with my finances, with my understanding of how money works? That is the start of how your relationship with money is going to start getting better. Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking about a basic introduction to financial literacy. We are going to be talking about the importance of emergency funds, how to save smartly. We're going to be talking about some budgeting basics, how to integrate your emergency fund savings and budgeting into your daily life as well. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to start off with the introduction to financial literacy. And our objective today is to help you understand the importance of financial literacy and also in achieving financial security and independence. So get your pen and paper ready or your phone ready, however it is you're going to take some notes. Let's start off with the basic definition. Okay, financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills, including, right, personal financial management, budgeting, and investing, right? And now let's discuss the role of financial literacy in your own personal financial management. This plays a very crucial role in your personal management, right? Because it serves as the cornerstone for making informed and effective decisions regarding your personal financial resources. Now, at its core, financial literacy encompasses the understanding of concepts such as budgeting, right? Investing, saving, and the responsible use of credit. We all love credit cards, but not a lot of us know how to use it correctly, right? Remember, you still have to pay it at some point in the month. But all of this is essential for achieving financial stability and independence. So by mastering these concepts, individuals are going to be equipped to set and also achieve your financial goals, right? Whether you aim to purchase a home, whether you aim to fund your education, save for retirement, or simply just manage your daily expenses more efficiently, okay? So real quick in the chat, share a little goal. You don't got to tell me everything, but share a little goal that you have when it comes to your finances, right? Do you want to buy a home this year? Are you looking to start a business? Are you looking to just manage your money a little bit? Share with me in the chat so we can get a little bit personal here. Now, in the meantime, let's talk a little bit more about emergency funds, right? Now, this right here has been something that I have stopped taking so lightly, especially after the pandemic, because I didn't realize until then how important it is to have an emergency fund. Because just like that, anything can happen, whether it's an unexpected expense, rent goes up, the world goes cahoots, right? Or, you lose your job, the breadwinner in your house may lose their job, right? Somebody has to go to college, somebody needs a loan, right? Things happen. And quite frankly, in the pandemic, we did see that a lot of people were overspending money that, quite frankly, they didn't even have. So me personally, I am so happy that I got started in the financial services industry at the age of 18, 19, because I understood emergency funds very early on. And if it wasn't for my emergency fund, I have no clue how we would have gotten taken care of a lot of these bills in my household. And it was just me by myself, right? And my roommate that I had at the time, and she had to go because we can't do that. But if it wasn't for my emergency fund, I don't know what life would have been like, right? So if you start saving your money's going to start saving you in the future, okay? So this is why we love to have conversations like this. So let's talk a little bit about your goals that you guys have here. Rashonda Roberts said, manage debt, so not guilty for traveling. I love that. I love that. Yes, because you got to live your life, right? We work really hard and we pay bills, but you also have to live your life too. Tiarica said, pay off all small debt and get ahead on a car note. I love that. Yes, ma'am. Tamika wants to decrease debt, increase emergency fund, and grow the wealth she has. I love that for you. Michelle wants to pay off debt, focusing on her daughter's education and increase her emergency money. Yes, ma'am. And Cheryl wants to save for emergency funds and her retirement funds. Yes, I love that. I love that. An emergency fund, guys, is a financial safety net, right? If you haven't got the gist just yet. It's designed to cover unexpected expenses or any financial emergencies. The primary purpose of an emergency fund is to provide an individual or a family with immediate access to money in case of unforeseen situations, such as, like I mentioned before, a job loss, medical emergency, urgent home repairs, or anything unexpected that may have a really big and significant impact on your financial stability. And this is really crucial here because we never really know how much we need it until we need it, right? Until like life gives us a surprise and you're like, oh, where am I supposed to get this money from, right? So that's why it's really important that we are very smart with our money. Having an emergency fund is very crucial for maintaining your financial security, because you can make all the money in the world, but if you keep on spending and spending and spending it, like Odetta says, you dropping. You're not stocking, you dropping, right? So an emergency fund, it acts as a buffer that can save you from resorting to high interest debt options such as credit cards or even loans, especially when unexpected costs arise. Now, by having these funds specifically set aside for emergencies, people can avoid the additional stress and financial strain that often accompanies these unplanned events. So this is really crucial here, because I just want you guys to understand, like when it comes to an emergency fund, you're not supposed to touch it. Okay? You're supposed to keep it to the side and let any emergency happen, right? Like for me, I don't even keep my emergency fund in the same account. As a matter of fact, if I really do have an emergency, I have to wait like 2-3 days to actually be able to access it, because I don't want to be like touching it every 2 days if I really need it. You understand? So it's important that you guys have your own system and be able to control your emergency fund, right? That's not your savings. That's a different scenario. So in general, us financial professionals do recommend having an emergency fund that does cover 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses, or if you want to be a little bit more advanced, your actual income, right? Now, this amount can provide enough of a cushion to handle most emergencies and give someone the time that is necessary to find any type of solutions without making some crazy rash decisions that could worsen, your financial situation, because you don't want to get yourself into more debt by trying to fix one debt. You understand? So building and maintaining an emergency fund should be a key component to anyone's personal financial planning strategy, and ensure that you are better prepared for the ups and downs of life, because it will happen. We just don't know when, what, and how. Okay? So a lot of clients ask, well, hey, how much should my emergency fund be? Well, determining the right size for your emergency fund can be a crucial step in financial planning, ensuring that you're prepared, right? But we don't want to jeopardize your financial stability. You want to make sure you do the math, okay, and calculate how much you need. Start by examining your monthly expenses, including your housing, utilities, food, transportation, insurance, and any regular debt that you may have, right, that you pay off. And don't forget to factor in any irregular expenses that occur annually or semi-annually. And, once you have a clear picture of your monthly financial needs, and if you don't know how to do that, we can also help you with that. It's complimentary, 100% free. It only costs you your time, right? So we can help you get a nice picture of your financial situation. But once you have that, we want you to multiply that by the number of months that you want to make sure that you cover. Okay, an emergency fund is an umbrella to make sure that those months are good to go in case anything happens, you don't have money coming in, right? You're good. So remember that emergency fund is going to be a work in progress, and starting small is good, and gradually building up to your goal is absolutely going to make the process less daunting, and more manageable within your budget. But to give you guys an example, right? And I see Tiarica commented that she's done it. Now she is financially free from credit card debt. I love that for you. Congratulations. But let's give you an example when it comes to your emergency fund, okay? I'm going to give you the example of income, and I'm going to give you the example of expenses. So with income, let's say that you're making $5,000 a month, right? And we're going to multiply that by 3. Let's say you just want to save for the next 3 months just in case something happens. So $5,000 a month, you multiply that by 3 months, it is going to equal $15,000. Now that number sounds insane, but imagine not having $15,000 when you need it, right? Just imagine not having $1,000 when you need it. And that's a scenario for a lot of the population in our country. A lot of people barely even have $400 to take care of an unexpected emergency. That's a problem, right? But we're here to fix that. Now, to give you another example, let's say that out of that 5K, your expenses are 4,000. At least here in New York. In other places, that might be a different scenario. You might actually have a good chance of saving a lot of money if you live outside of New York. But let's say you're having expenses of $4,000 a month, right? With rent, car, children, eating out, groceries, et cetera, shopping, $4,000 a month. If you want to save that for 3 months, your emergency fund will then be 12,000. That will be your goal. Right now, how long it takes for you to save that 12,000 is totally up to you and your saving skills. But this is just so you can paint a picture of what it will be like just for you to put away even 3 months of your hard-earned money. Okay. Now, this is important because, hey, a lot of people do lose their jobs unexpectedly. Your boss could fire you tomorrow, God forbid. And you have to be prepared just in case if it may take some time for you to get another job, or God forbid, you can't even work, right? I do have a family member right now that he expected to, bounce back from surgery, but right now he's still, healing, which means he's not working, which means that money is not being made, right? So we have to keep that in mind because, like I mentioned earlier, life happens. So that is just an example, but let's talk about saving smartly, okay? And we're going to talk about the difference between saving and investing. Saving and investing are two fundamental concepts in personal finance, each serving a specific role in your financial health and also growth. Saving typically involves putting money aside in a safe and accessible manner or method, right? Such as a saving account with the specific goal of preserving your capital and accumulating a modest interest over time. This is not the place where you're going to grow your money. Odetta's going to talk about that later, but this is the space where you can put your money away and have it readily available for you instantly, right? So this approach is ideal for short-term financial goals or just a little safety net, right, for emergencies aside from your emergency fund. But investing, on the other hand, it does involve using money to purchase assets, okay, such as stock, bonds, or real estate with the expectation of generating higher returns over the longer term. So this is essential to understand because saving, you're putting money away, but your money is not compounding immensely, right? But with investing, your money does have potential to grow, but it does also have potential to lose, right? To have losses. But Odetta will talk to you guys a little bit about that, right? Now, investing, right, is a little bit more for longer term, right? You have to give it some time. And it does, like I mentioned, have a greater risk of compared to saving because you have the potential of losing money. And investments, they fluctuate, they go up and down significantly. So you really have to understand, hey, what is my intention with the funds? And where am I putting away? And how do I see the result of this, right? But I'm going to give you guys some tips for saving your money because saving your money is an essential skill that can help you achieve your financial stability and also help you prepare for future expenses, right? So here are some 5 short tips to help you save your money, right? With number 1, tracking your spending, okay? This is so important because your money can be slipping through the cracks. Before you can start saving, you need to understand where your money is actually going, okay? Making sure that you're not dropping, right? So keep track of every purchase and bill, at least even for a month. Okay, get on Google, go on the spreadsheets and start seeing, hey, this is where that's going, this is where that's being paid, and what's this random subscription, right? You're going to start seeing that your money is going to a lot of different places. But now you can identify areas where you can actually cut back, such as dining out less or even canceling, like I mentioned, unused subscriptions, right? You don't need 500 TV channels, right? Sometimes you barely even watch them in a single month. So this is a good way to save money. Then we also have setting saving goals, right? Tiarica gave us a recommendation. Mint is a fantastic app. So having clear, achievable goals can actually motivate you to save, but you have to have clarity, right? Whether it's building an emergency fund, saving for a vacation, or simply putting money aside for your retirement, please be clear and define what you're saving for and how much you need. Don't say, hey, I just want to save for my trip to Jamaica. Well, how much do you need? Is it $1,000? Is it 2,000, 3,000, 10,000? However big and extravagant you want your vacation to be, have a savings goal and be clear, okay? This is going to help you stay focused and disciplined. And even then, let's say, hey, you are saving your money for a specific trip. That's your budget, right? That's your fund for that specific trip. And anything else is not going to touch that. You're not going to pull out of this trip That's the budget. Start becoming a little bit more disciplined. But speaking of budget, you do create a budget, right? Depending on your financial situation, which is a powerful tool that is going to assign every single dollar to a job. And it's going to ensure that you know exactly how much you can spend and save every single month. So stick to your budget as closely as possible and tweak it, adjust it as much as you need to meet your savings goal. Because some months you can make more, some months you can make, a little bit less. So tweak it as needed. And something that I personally do is automate my savings. I look at my savings like a bill. Like I mentioned earlier, my savings, it leaves my account to another account, right? So if I don't see it, it's not mine. I need to go make some more money, right? That's how I make myself disciplined. So automate your savings. Treat it like a bill, right? Put every Wednesday, $30 comes out into that account over there, right? For me, Betterment pulls out my money. But I know every Monday and every Friday, there's a specific amount that's going into my other account. And I treat it like a bill, right? But every single week, it's happening. It's automated. I don't have to remember to go do that. Now, if I make some extra money, that's when I manually go into my savings and add those funds. But remember that technology can make your life easier. You don't have to, start stuffing things under a box, under your bed. Like we don't got to do that, right? We have a lot of good technology that can help us. So set up some automatic transfer from your checking account, whether to your savings account, or if you want to be more disciplined, put into another account. And this is the pay yourself first approach, which ensures that you save before you even have a chance to spend the money elsewhere. And this is something that I've worked on a lot. When I get paid, I'm like, I got to put it away. I got to put it into my savings. I got to put it into my emergency fund because I know Chantel is very food happy and she's very Amazon happy. And I need to go buy some more Amazon stuff because they're at my house a little bit way too much. Okay, like we need a brand deal because there's no way that these people are like knocking on my door every single day. Okay, so that's my problem, but it's okay, right? But please just make sure you find a method that helps you save your money. And also cut any unnecessary expenses. Everything counts, okay? Whether it's small, recurring expenses, they can add up very, very quickly, right? So it's up to you to decipher which things you can cut out, right? So regularly review your spending habits and just remove any non-essential items, okay? This can mean whether it's cooking more at home, which is something that I started doing, right? I actually started ordering food from Instacart so that I can have my snacks in my house and I don't have to spend an extra $20 at the bodega every time that I had to go to work. Okay, I could just spend it one time and not have to go spend time and money buying other things that I really don't need, right? So this is going to help you get into the habit of saving more, spending less, and really just keeping more of your funds, okay? Now, whether that's you using, like I mentioned, public transportation instead of always using your car, always pumping gas, which is very high price here in New York these days, right? A lot of my friends complain, I don't have a car, but I pay my friends gas, and it's just like increasing every time, okay? Thank God that we have a really great transportation system here because Lord, but also choosing more affordable entertainment options, right? Cutting back on entertainment, cutting back on going out, clubbing, whatever it is that you're doing, just take a look at what your goals are and see, are my daily habits and rituals aligned with my goals? That's the biggest thing, right? And you switch out whatever you have to switch out. But hey, I'm just a financial professional here. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what your habits are. It is totally up to you and how you want to switch and see fit, right? But by implementing these tips, you can develop a sustainable saving habit, right? Now, I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys, but let's get into a little bit of budgeting basics, okay? We are here to understand the importance in the process of budgeting. Why is a budget necessary? Well, it keeps you in check, right? A budget is a financial plan that outlines expected income and also expenses over a specific period. And this is really important here, especially if you are generating a lot of funds on a monthly basis. You have to budget. I tell you guys, like the difference between a person that's making $10,000 a month and the person that's making $1,000 a month is really just that they're making more money. But that doesn't mean that they're keeping more money, right? A lot of people say, okay, I'm gonna make more money, but now I have more expenses. You don't have to increase your expenses just because you're making more money. That is probably a greater opportunity for you to start saving more money, right? Because at the end of the day, you're always gonna be broke. You know, our community gets itchy when it comes to money. We're like, oh, I gotta spend it. I gotta go buy this. I gotta go buy this purse. I gotta go buy the umbrella that matches the purse and the bag. I gotta be, you know, none of that, okay? Try to keep your money in your account for as long as possible. I was actually on social media the other day, like I am every other day, because I have to market everything, right? I'm here in competition with Odetta, right? The battle of the marketers. Who gets more in a day? But Odetta wins that by far. But they had mentioned, hey, like, look at your account, at your bank account, right? See the number when you get paid. Try to keep it at a large number for as long as possible, right? There's so many people that as soon as they get paid by the next day, next 2-3 days, right? It's gone. It's gone. And they're very accustomed to seeing very low numbers in their bank account. But imagine if you start switching your habits and you start keeping more money in your account, right? Or you start seeing the number increase in your saving account, your emergency funds, right? This is why budgeting is very, very important, because it's going to provide you a clear overview of your financial health. And it's going to help you have better decision-making processes. So by you setting spending limits and having savings goals, a budget is going to absolutely help prevent you from overspending, and it's going to ensure that you have more financial stability. But it's absolutely going to also pave the way for you to achieve all these long-term, short-term, mid-term goals you have, right? Whether it's, like I mentioned earlier, saving for retirement, paying off debt, getting closer to having funds ready for a cardinal, whatever it is, the children's birthday that happen every year, Christmas, whatever that you want to save for, right? A big vacation. I know a lot of people that they have not had like a decent vacation, right? They have never even left town. Imagine saving for that and actually enjoying the fruits of your labor, you know, but it requires for you to have some type of discipline. Now, in terms of creating a budget, it does involve a few key steps to manage your finances effectively. So I want you to start by identifying your monthly income and include all sources of earnings, okay? I hope that they're all legal too. Now, next, list your monthly expenses and categorize them into fixed expenses like your rent or even your mortgage payments, right? And your variable expenses, such as groceries and entertainment, because that fluctuates, right? Some months you buy a lot of groceries, some months you know, more, right? So allocate these funds to each category and prioritize them, right, with essentials and savings. Now, to ensure that your budget is realistic, track your spending at least bare minimum over a month, so you can identify these patterns and these areas for adjustment. And regularly review your budget and adjust your budget depending on any changes in your income or your expenses, right? So this is going to help you keep your financial goals in sight. Now, this ongoing process is going to help you absolutely gain control of your finances, and you're going to get more discipline and discipline and discipline as you go, right? But to start concluding, right? How can you integrate emergency funds, saving, and budgeting all while living, you know, your grand life? Well, with balancing all these three, at the end of the day, spending and making money is truly key to your financial well-being. Please start by setting aside a portion, just even if it's a little bit of your income, and start working towards you saving 3 of 6 months income or living expenses, whether it be for your emergency fund to cover any other unexpected events, just so you can have the money there, or so that you can truly save for something. But this should absolutely be your priority, because it is, like I mentioned, going to offer you that safety net that keeps you afloat when tough times happen. Okay, some of us have been there. Some of us have been fortunate to not go through those rough times, but those tough times are really hard, right? So try your best to avoid any more tough times by you preparing for the future now, okay? Make sure that you are allocating some portion of your funds towards saving aside from the emergency fund, so that you can have something working towards your future and these really long-term goals that you're not going to see right now, right? Whether it's education for your children later on if they're young, whether it's you have retirement later on, or you buying your dream home later on, right? Or you starting your dream business, having the dream vacation, whatever your dream is, right? Because everybody's dreams are different. Have things separated so that you can have more opportunity in the long run, okay? And I know that a lot of clients do ask me about how to overcome any common financial challenges, right? Well, I understand that dealing with debt while you're saving can be very difficult, but even for debt, you can save money and put it to the side, right? Imagine if you started putting away, like, let's say an extra $100 out of your paycheck, right? Every single time you get paid, or an extra $200 from your paycheck. And now, instead of you paying the bare minimum, you can pay even more towards your debt and start actually decreasing your debt much faster, right? That's another savings habit that you can adopt if you do have a lot of debt that you need to take care of, right? And just also how you manage any unexpected financial emergencies. That's really key here. I don't want you guys to run towards opening up another credit card or getting any extra loans if you have to, that conversation. But really, truly preparing yourself for these situations is absolutely key. But I want you guys to stay motivated and stay disciplined in your financial journey. It's all mental, right? And it's all how you are emotionally, right, working with your money. Money likes positive people. Money likes people who feel ambitious. Money likes people that feel like they can do whatever. Okay, so I want you guys to walk away from this work thinking and knowing that you can absolutely achieve anything that you want financially. You just have to put your mind to it. Okay, and Odetta mentioned this book here earlier. Let me grab it for you. Have a library. It's called Saving Your Future, right? This little tiny book, it's literally the thinnest book I've ever seen, but it is absolutely jam-packed with so much information that will truly help you guys grow. So please invest into your education, invest into your financial future, and dedicate more time and efforts into making that you get the financial security and independency that everyone absolutely deserves. But while we are on the topic of financial security, I want to give the mic back to Miss Odetta, who is going to show you how you can grow, protect, and save your money while also building a very strong financial foundation. So that is my time. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share some time and space with you all. And please have a good night.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So guys, did you learn anything? Put a comment in the chat. Let us know one thing that stood out to you. One thing that stood out to you. Okay, guys, let's see what you got. So I'm going to bring it home, right? I'm going to bring it home because we do need you guys to take action, massive action, right? We don't just talk, we talk and we act. That's the only way we're going to get our finances together. And as I like to say, stack these coins all the way up. So your girl is going to bring it home, right? So I'm going to share with you a couple of resources to get things going, to implement and take action. So I'm going to cover 3 areas. So let's start the first thing with budgeting. And actually, let me share my screen. Yay! Right? I get to brag. Okay. So Chantel talked about emergency funds, right? She also talked about saving. We've got to save. And she also talked about investing money. So when it comes to saving money and for your emergency fund, do we keep it in the same bank account or a different bank account? What we got? What we got? We keeping it in the same bank account or a different bank account? Different. Yes. Different bank account. We don't want it in the same account, because if it's in the same account, we're going to be like, oh my God, extra money. Let me go spend. Let me go order something on Amazon. Let me go buy this. Let me go buy that. We're just going to buy. And we have no sense, right? Guys, we want to make sure we do it in a different bank account, out of sight, out of mind, and don't think about it. Don't even think about it, right? Out of sight, out of mind. I kid you not. Before I got into this business, I don't know. There's something about me, like I'm OD when it comes to saving money, right? I'm like super OD. And I remember one time when I was in corporate America, I got fired, which is pretty normal for hotel sales. You know, every time we change owners, they bring in their whole squad, clean house. Been there, done that a couple of times. I'm like, that's when I realized, you know what, I can't do this no more. Like, my future is not certain. Like, my future is in the hands of these hotel owners, right? So your girl had to do things different, because I need to have security and peace of mind. So I remember one time when they fired me, like, I was like taking my sweet time, job hunting, picking, refusing. And then someone asked me, well, how come you like refusing job? Like, do you have enough money to like stay home and take your time and still travel? Like, when I got fired back in corporate America, like that was a downtime for me to like just chillax, like take a break, go on a vacation, sleep in late. Like, I wasn't super stressed. Why? Because I always believed in having 1 year, not 3 months, not 6 months, 1 year. I don't know where I got that idea from, but I'm just like, I don't want to deal with shortage, right? And like I'm already OD when it comes to saving money. And I already figure, well, there's nothing wrong with saving more. There's nothing wrong with having more, right? So even on my little unemployment check, I was still saving money from my unemployment check. Still saving money. Who does that, right? Even if it's $20, I'm still saving money from my unemployment check. But I was able to do that because I love saving money. And I understand not everybody loves to save money. So if you guys, how many of you, by show of hand, or put in the comment, how many of you have emergency fund set up? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it 9 months? Is it a year? If you don't want to say, that's fine, but at least how many of you have emergency fund set up? If you have an emergency fund, guys, can you mute your line? If you have an emergency fund set up, that is great. That's a start, right? That's a start. But now we're going to take it a step further. How much is in that emergency fund? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Or are you OD like me and is it 1 year, right? Are you OD like me and is it 1 year, right? Because listen, Judith, you see why you're my best friend, Judith? Judith, this is why you're going to do this business. Judith said 20 years. I love it. Judith, by next month, you're going to be hosting these webinars with me. Yes, I see that happening very, very soon. Judith said 20 years. That's what I'm talking about, right? So, of course, not a lot of people would probably even do that. Someone said, Rashonda says, yes, building it good. Only 1 month. That's okay. That's okay. Judith said 20 years. Nobody else commented? Nobody else? Okay. So we want you guys to take massive action. Hi, Greg. Thanks for joining on Facebook. Guys, y'all already know I'm the queen of social media, right? So I'm dual streaming here. Let's see. Someone line is Chantel. Can you mute somebody's line? Okay, I got it. So we all agree it has to be in a separate bank account, not your everyday savings and checking, because you're gonna see this money, you're gonna think you have extra money, you're just gonna go spend. So I am going to give you guys. How many of you have heard about Marcus? Marcus by Goldman Sachs. This is an investment bank. And the reason why I'm saying this bank, because this is an online savings account. And actually, I'm going to drop the link in the Zoom chat, right? Because we want you to take massive action. So this is for your emergency fund. You're not going to keep it in your regular bank account. You're going to keep it in a separate bank account. This is going to be a bank account that is online. It is an online saving bank account. It is free. Okay? It is free. Free. You don't even have to have a minimum, right? There's no fees. You could have $1 in there. And again, it's out of sight. You're going to link it to your regular checking account. And once you link it to your regular checking account, that is when you're going to have your automated, like she mentioned, right? We want to automate things. You don't want to just have it like Nelly Willy, Dilly Willy. No, you want to automate it. So if you get paid on the 15th and the 30th, right? Automate it so you don't have to think about it, and it's automatically going to be debited from your Chase or Citibank or Bank of America or Capital One or whatever you have, whatever bank you're working with. You're going to link it to your Marcus by Goldman Sachs account, which is an online savings account. It is totally free. And get this, guys. How many of you have heard about that bank, by the way? Put it in the chat. How many of you have heard about it? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Okay. Yes. So I'm going to share my screen. The reason why you're going to do this bank, because I have this bank. So number one, I'm only going to tell you something that I use. I'm only going to tell you something that I know of, that I'm doing myself. And I'm not just saying do something and I'm not doing it. I lead from example. All of the strategies that I'm going to share with you today, I have these strategies for myself, right? So if it's good for me, you know it's good. Okay. So Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and shout out to, let me see if he's on. Let me see if he's on. Floyd Joseph, is he on? I thought I saw him. Is Floyd on? Or maybe he, oh yeah, he's on. Hey, Floyd. Floyd is the one who told me about Marcus by Goldman Sachs, right? It is an online savings account. And as you guys can see, what is the interest they are giving you? Put it in the chat. I can see it, but I'm just saying, like, what is the interest they're giving you? What is the interest they're giving you? What is the interest they're giving you? Yeah, 5.40. Okay, 5.40. Is your bank, I'm just asking for a friend, is your bank giving 5.40 or even 4% or even 3% or even 2%? This is where you're going to set up your emergency fund. You're going to link your Marcus to your regular savings account or checking account or whatever you have and automate it. This is your emergency fund. Start stacking it away. Stack these coins, right? So, oops, when an emergency comes up, no problem. I got it. You remember Odetta had told me to set up that account and I've been putting money away over there? Girl, I'm good. How much you need? What's the emergency, right? Stack it away. Stack it away. Now, I'm Guyanese, and I'm going to say this on behalf of all of the West Indian people and probably some Spanish people too, because I was talking to one of my Spanish co-worker, Myra, right? We were discussing the webinar for her session, and she's like, yeah, well, Daddy, we do that too. We do that too as Spanish people. We do susu, but we call it something else. They call it whatever Spanish word it is. The reason why susu is what I call it, but other cultures may call it something else. But this is when you put money like in a piggy bank, or you have somebody that you give the money to hold. What is the problem with that? It's good that we're saving, but this is 21st century. What is the challenge with susu? Somebody put it in the chat. And if you're Jamaican, you also know that terminology. I heard about this from you. Oh, yes, Richard. What is the problem with Susu? Yes, we're saving, and that's good. But what is the challenge with Susu? Are we going to get that 5%? Or are we going to get that 4%? Or are we going to get that 3%? Where is the growth? Where is the growth? Oh, so it's just your own money? Like that's the growth, just your own money? There's no interest? Hello, you are not winning the money game. If you just put it away $100 under the mattress, at the end of the year, you got $1,200. Where is the interest? Did you get 5%? Did you get 4%? Did you get 3%? What interest did you get? Tarika said money being devalued. Yes, you're actually losing. You're losing to inflation. Your money is safe, but your money is safely losing, right? So guys, it's not about just saving money. It's about saving money smart. So you want to make sure this is something that you could do in 1 minute, right? In 1 minute. You could have multiple bank accounts. You don't need to, but at least you don't want to keep your emergency fund in your regular account. So you're going to click on that link, and in less than a minute, you're going to link your regular bank to your Marcus, and this is going to be your emergency fund. If you get paid on the 15th and the 30th, whatever you can afford, $100, $150, $50, $200, whatever, and work your way up, build it up, stack it up, right? That's your emergency fund. Hey, Cross. Hey, Cindy. Hey, David. If y'all want to see my screen, y'all gonna have to come on the Zoom, honey, okay? So that's the first thing you guys are gonna implement. So that's your emergency fund. She also talked about budgeting. And we want you to budget also. Now, I know budget is not a nice word. It's not sexy. It's not glamorous. Nobody wants to think about budgeting. But that's how you're going to find the money slipping through the crack, right? That's how you're going to find those coins that are dropping, right? You coulda, woulda, shoulda saved, had more money, but you didn't know what's going on with your money. So your girl, OdettaKing.com, right? This is my third book. It is a journal planner. Let's get rich, because that's the life we want to be, right? We want to be rich. We want to stay rich. We want to die rich. And if we die rich, that means we are leaving a legacy, honey. We are leaving a big, fat, tax-free legacy to kids and grandkids and great grandkids. But we got to budget. We got to know what's going on with the money, right? So you're going to get your Let's Get Rich journal planner. And I'm just going to talk about, let's go. So we do have a checklist. Every month, this journal planner tells you what you should be focusing on when it comes to your money. We are in the month of April. So this is the time we reevaluate our goals, because Q1 is done, and we're going to increase our savings, right? We're going to increase our savings. But let me go straight to the budget tab, right? And what I love at this book, well, besides the fact it is mine.com or OdettaKing.com, this planner is timeless. There are no dates specific, so you can reuse it over and over and over every year. So right now we're in the month of April. You're going to circle the month of April. You're going to put your income. How much is your income? Do you got one job? You got two jobs? You got a side job? You got a full-time job? You got a part-time job? You got a hustle? You're going to put your income. What is your income, right? And then you're going to scoot over on this side, and you're going to put your expenses. You have fixed expense and you have variable expense. So what are some examples of a fixed expense? What are some examples of a fixed expense? Put in the chat. Let me see. What is fixed? What is fixed? Mortgage, yes. Rent, car note, yes, right? Those are fixed expenses. So you're going to put your car rental, your car note, your mortgage, your rent, whatever else that is fixed. and you put the price, the amount, right? And then you're going to scoot over here and you're going to put your variable expense. So what are some of your variable expenses? Michelle, you have Geico too? I had Geico. Girl, I'm going to hook you up. Don't worry. Geico, I had them forever until they kept increasing and increasing and increasing. And thank God, because we have an amazing platform with World Financial Group where we're able to help you guys with car rental, car insurance as well. House bills like water bill, electric. Yes. So those things are, it could fluctuate up and down, right? So now you're going to put your variables over here. So that could be grocery too, right? That could be grocery too, especially if you got kids, right? You're going to the supermarket with $200 and you're coming out with $300 worth of goods, right? So you put your variable over here. Everybody good so far? And guys, you only need to track this for maybe like 3 months to really find the money that's slipping through the crack. And the reason why I wrote this book, yes, we're in the digital era and I'm big on the digital era, but I also like writing because there's something magical when you write, right? So fixed, variable. Then you're going to scoot down and come down here because guys, we got to save money. And we also have debt. Some of us got credit card debt. We got student loan debt. We got all kind of loan, right? And it's okay, but we're going to dig our way out of this. So now you're going to put whatever debt you have. How much are you putting towards your debt? And I also want to see how much are you saving? Because guys, I promise you, when you do this exercise and you realize, wait, I'm making $5,000, $3,000 is going in expense. Another $1,500 is going in debt, and all I'm saying is 500. Nah, I'm gonna be broke. I'm gonna stay broke, and my grandkids gonna be broke. And we're not about that broke life, right? We're not about that broke life. That's why I wrote This Is Why You're Broke, right? So we're gonna add these numbers up because we want to see what are we really spending our money on. Out of your income, where is your money going? And if it's going somewhere that you don't like, only you can fix it. And if you can't fix it, it's why you got us, the experts, who can help you put a plan in place to fix it, right? So at the end of the day, this is what we want to look for. What is your total income? Over here, over here, over here. What is your fixed expense? What is your variable? How much is going towards your debt and your savings? And what do you have left over? Guys, when I do this with clients, 90% of the time they are shocked. They're like, what? Like, they're like, I'm like, but girl, this is your money. Like, I'm just asking you the number. You just telling me what you're doing, right? And most of the time also, people are just speculating. They're just making, I think I'd spend this. I think I do. Like, it's all think, right? There's no true numbers. They're overestimating, underestimated. They're thinking. Do this for 3 months. See where your money is going, because you are the boss of your money. You are the boss of your money, and you tell your money what you want it to do. This is where you're going to find the holes in your finance. This is where you're going to see the money slipping through the crack. What I would like to see when I do this, it is what it is. Mortgage and rent, it is what it is. We got to live somewhere. But what I don't want to see is a lot of money slipping through the cracks on miscellaneous stuff that is not building your wealth. What I do want to see is that you have a surplus of income money left over, discretionary income that now we can reposition and put in a tax-free and risk-free account. Y'all hear me? Y'all feel me? We want to find the money that's slipping through the crack and reposition that money in a tax-free and risk-free account. Odetta, what are you talking about? I'm going to put you onto the game to win the money game, right? So some of us, we have mental blocks, right? We talk bad about money. We don't speak good things about money. We always heard You know, people say things like money don't grow on tree and all these crazy stuff. But guess what? We got to start talking good about money. So I have here in my journal planner some of my favorite money mantra that I say to myself. That I say to myself. I will never be broken out a day in my life. I am a multi-millionaire. I have more money than I need. I will not be old and broke, but rather old and rich. I control my money. My money does not control me. I am wise and always open to learning. I am grateful for my health because without wealth, you're not going to enjoy your health. I am healthy and I am wealthy. My money will outlive me and not me outlive my money. No, my money will outlive me. I'm going to die rich. What is your money conversation? What is your money conversation? I am open to all channel through which prosperity flows. I am grateful for a full, healthy, and prosperous life. I attract more than I need when it comes to financial abundance and blessing. I am rich spiritually, physically, mentally, financially. What is your money conversation? I need nothing but attract everything when it comes to prosperity. My annual income has become my monthly income. What is your conversation? What is your money mantra that you tell yourself every day? For me, I will never be broken out a day in my life. I will never be broken out a day in my life. I am the one for my family. I am the one for my family. The one. Are you the one for your family? What is your money conversation, right? So make sure if you want a copy of this Let's Get Rich Journal Planner, of course, you can go to my website or you can text me. But we've given you so far 2 tools. Your budgeting tool, because you have to find the money. You have to find the money slipping through the crack. You got to know how much you're spending, where your money is going, and how much is left over. Because we got to find that money to reposition it. And where we're going to reposition it is in a tax-free and risk-free strategy called IUL. IUL stands for Index Universal Life. And some of you know it because you got it, right? Index Universal Life. This is a saving vehicle, but it's not your average saving vehicle. The max you can earn is 13%. You will never, ever, ever, ever lose money because this is an insurance contract. And this insurance contract guarantees you a safety floor of 0.75. The banks are not even giving you 0.75. The banks are not even giving you 0.75. Well, aren't you glad you're on this call today? Because I just put you on the markets, giving you 5%, right? But that's your emergency fund. That's your emergency fund. You're going to set up your markets. That's your emergency fund. This is your long-term strategy. This is your wealth-building tool. This is your tax-free strategy. This is your risk-free strategy. You can access this money at any age, tax-free. So many of you probably have a 401k, an IRA, a 403b. Try touching that money before age 59 and a half and tell me how much it's going to cost you. Try touching that money before age 59 and a half and tell me how much did it cost you. A whopping 10% penalty. 10% penalty because you're under age 59 and a half. And they're going to get you again when you're 73. Keep coming to these webinars. You're going to keep learning. But it's not just a savings account. It's not just an investment account. It also gives you protection, life insurance with living benefit. Because, my friend, I don't know about you, but when I'm 80, 90, and 100, my money better go before me. My money better go before me because I want to be in the best nursing home. And my home health aide must love me. And she gonna take good care of me because I'm paying her check. Because I'm paying her salary. So she is not gonna want me to die no time soon. And she's gonna take good care of me because that's her income. Right? So do you have living benefits? What is living benefits? God forbid, if we get sick, knock on wood, heart attack, cancer, stroke, whatever, where is the money if you cannot work for 6 months, a year, 2 years? You would have exhausted your savings. You would have exhausted your emergency account. You would have exhausted your 401k. Where is that money going to come from? My friend, when you have an IUL, Index Universal Life with Transamerica, which is the #1 company in the IUL space, 11 consecutive years, 11 consecutive quarters, you're sleeping good at night. You don't care who's the president. You don't care what tax laws they say, what tax laws they make. You don't care who's at war with America. You don't care which stocks is going down. You don't care which Fortune 500 company is going under and yonder, because your money is with an insurance company, which insured your money. So, because I am the author of Playground Millionaire, and even though I don't have any kid, I'm always telling people how to set their kids up to be a millionaire. And I have one of my amazing clients who's on tonight, and her little boy, you know yourself, I'm not going to call names, right? Her son got approved this week. Was it this week or last week? A couple of days ago, right? And guess this, he is only 7 years old. And we set him up to be a playground millionaire. We set him up. I got a lot of nieces and nephews, and they're all playground millionaire. Someday, when these kids grow up, and I meet them at a hospital, or I meet them at a courthouse, or I meet them somewhere, I'm going to be hearing stories how, thank you for helping my mom. Because of you, my college was paid. Because of you, my down payment of my home was there. Because of you, I was able to start a business. It's a lot of blessings and seeds we are planting today. So this 7-year-old mama is saving $250 just to kick this off. Now, follow me. Let me share my screen. Right? $250. We are putting this money in a tax-free and risk-free account because we don't want, when he's 24, 25, 22, stock market crash, and oh my God, where's this money for college? We don't want to know when he's 30, oh my God, he wants to buy a house, but there's no money. We don't want that. We're setting these kids up for massive wealth and better off when they get to our age. So little Johnny, when he is 25 years old, remember, mom is saving $250, and this is just $250 for now. No increase, right? You see the premium tab, $3,000 all the way, no increase. But that's not the reality. The reality is all of these clients, they're going to gradually increase as time go by. But just with $250, no increase, but it's going to get better, right? Little Johnny is 25. Mama saved up $54,000, right? $54,000. The policy value is $77,000. The cash, the money that they can touch, is $77,000. Did it grew? I don't know. I'm just asking. Did it grew? Of course it did, right? $250. If you were saving that money in the bank, you would not have $77,000. If you were saving this money in the stock market, hope and pray. Hope and pray is the strategy. Hope and pray that the stock market is not depleting it. Plus, you still don't have life insurance, right? Now, when little Johnny, right, is 30 years old, and he's like, Mom, I saw this great house. Can you help me with the down payment? Sure. How much you need? That's the conversation we want to have with our kids. How much you need, son? How much you need, girl? Not, I ain't got it, go rob a bank. or go work a job, or you go save your money. Nobody didn't give me nothing, so I don't have nothing to give you. I do have some clients that tells me that. And I'm like, okay, all right, to each his own, right? But for the right parent who want to do this stuff for their kids, or who want to do these things for themselves, right? And this is a live illustration of my client that just got approved last week, and his mama is on this Zoom right now, right? So I'm killing two birds with one stone. Also, when little Johnny is 40, right? Maybe he found the amazing wife, he's got a family. And guys, we're still only doing 250. We're only doing 250. We didn't even increase. In 33 years, we did not even increase. We're still at 250. 250 may seem a lot today, but I promise you, 20 years from now, 15 years from now, what is 250 going to be? Not a lot. And mind you me, little Johnny's going to grow up. He's going to get a job. And because of this strategy, he's also going to take over this policy and save in this policy in addition to whatever else he's going to use, right? But this is a plan that's not only setting up little Johnny, but also little Johnny kids. Because now, let's see at what age little Johnny has money all the way for college, for wedding, for down payment of a house. Age 50, little Johnny, if a job pisses him off or a job fires him, he could be like, you know what? I'm out of here. I ain't got to deal with this crap. I got options. I got money. I could go take a year vacation. I could go start a business. I don't need this job. I don't need this harassment and this punishment and this politics and bureaucracy and all this crap I'm going through. Freedom, right? One of my clients who's like 23-year-old, they just got fired. They're devastated. They're devastated. I'm like, girl, relax. You got your whole life ahead. You're going to have a lot more job. They are devastated. They just lost their job. But when you have a plan like this, please, I ain't tripping. I'll go take a year vacation. I got money. I could hold over and then take my time and go job hunting again. You got options, guys. Now, let's look at the millionaire mark. This is why I say I'm the author of Playground Millionaire, right? And little Johnny mom is on this call and she is seeing these numbers and I know she's going to call me like, Dada, oh my God, I need, this is crazy. This is why we want to show this to every parent in America. Little Johnny at 62 years old would have contributed $165,000. Hello, how much did this account grow to? Over $1 million. Tax free. Over $1 million tax free. Now, some people may have $1 million tied up in their mortgage, in their equity real estate, but it is not tax free. Tax free money is a game changer. Tax free money means you got more money. $1 million. You invested 165 over a 55-year period, just cruising. It blossoms into 1 million. Does he have to wait until age 70 or 65 to retire? No, he could retire whenever he chooses to. Because here's another myth. Retirement has nothing to do with age and everything to do with your money. Retirement has nothing to do with age and everything to do with your money. Because if you got 5 million right now, you don't need to wait until you're 65. It's all about how much money you got, right? How much money you got. But remember I said this is a plan that's also going to impact little Johnny's kids. Now, little Johnny could afford to retire at age 62 with $1 million nest egg tax-free. Or he could wait until he's 65 and start taking distribution, almost $68,000 annually for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. So how much did he put in? He put in 174, right? And he could start taking distribution. He put in 174. Look, I'm running this down, right? Let me see how far it can go, right? he could start taking distribution all the way to age 100, and he would have taken out over $2 million. Where do you get this? Where do you get this? Right? You put in 174 and you can take out over $2 million in retirement income with $250. But this is little Johnny. You can do this for you too. Any age. The older you are, you're going to have to fund it more. Because little Johnny is 7. If you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, you're going to have to fund way more than 250, depending on how much money you want to have in retirement. Now, let's say little Johnny passed away at age, I don't know, 88, right? Age 88, how much does he leave to his heir? How much does little Johnny leave to his heir? Guys, we're going to be rich and we're going to die rich. We are going to be rich and we are going to die rich because we believe in legacy, wealth generation, and passing the buck, leaving this earth with a better place for the next generation, especially if it's your kids. Especially if it's your kids. I don't have any kids and I'm so passionate. Imagine if I had my kids, right? At 88 years old, God forbid if we pass away, we leave 1.3 to the next generation. We're going to die rich. We're going to live rich and we're going to die rich. And with that being said, right, please make sure, let me drop the link. Oh, wow. Still 30 people are on, right? 30 people are still on. We didn't lose anyone. So we're going to take action. We're going to take action. You have 3 things you're going to do. You're going to set up your Marcus account to get your emergency fund, because that's money that you're going to touch. God forbid the emergency happen. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to look at your budget, because we're going to find the money that's slipping through the crack, and you're going to set up an appointment with one of us or the person who invited you so that we could have a strategy financial consultation for you, because I got these stuff for myself, right? I already got this stuff. I did this stuff 5 or 6 years ago when I started, and I don't want to be selfish. When you know better, you do better, and this month is Financial Literacy Awareness Month. So we will see you guys back here next Wednesday with the lovely Toya Miller, How Money Works. And then the following Wednesday, we'll see you guys again with Myra, right? Who's going to talk really going to taxes, right? She's really going to get into the nitty-gritty because she is a tax professional. She has her own tax practice, and this business, WFG, has skyrocketed her tax practice. Right? If she was making $200,000 with her tax business, WFG slammed down that $200,000 with very low overhead. Right? So some of you that are super ambitious and you're like, oh my God, Odetta, this is good. How do I do this too? Again, get in touch with us so we can show you the business opportunity, because we are always looking for people like ourselves to share this information with your community, because I can't reach everybody, right? But there's a lot of people. New York alone has 9 million people. Is it 9 million? Yeah, 9 million. New York alone. So I can't reach everybody, right? So we need more people like ourselves to teach our community, going to church, going to schools, go supermarket, go Home Depot, go Lowe's, go somewhere, like talk to your local people in your network. Because I promise you, they do not know this. And the reason why they do not know this, the government will never make this public. Because as long as you don't know, they're making the money. As long as you don't know, they're taxing your money. As long as you don't know, Wall Street is eating your money. So if we don't know, we lose in the money game, right? And you could go all your life working, and still end up broke because you don't know how money works. You don't understand the tax game. You don't understand market loss gains. You don't know better. And some of you may say, well, Odetta, I already have a life insurance. Well, honey, if it's not an IUL, contact us, right? Contact us. Schedule your one-on-one. I put the link in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being on. Let us help you. This is not about sales. This is about truly helping you. I just showed you an illustration with a 7-year-old. A 7-year-old boy child. Life will be forever changed, because if somebody's sitting with their parent and showing them, hey, you saving a lot of money, let me show you a better vehicle. And because that money is in an IUL, when little Johnny's doing his financial aid FAFSA, they're not going to see that he has all that money. But if you leave that money in a bank account, or if you leave that money in a 529, I can promise you, little Johnny is not going to get no money. I teach at St. John University. Guys, every semester, I poll my students. I'm so happy we have one Guyanese girl this semester in my class. And she said, Professor, the only reason why I accepted St. John, because they give me the most money. The only reason why I accepted St. John, because they give me the most money. I don't know what's going on at St. John, but they be giving away money over there. Like every semester, 90% of my students are getting free money. Schools have free money. But if you don't know what we know, your kids ain't going to get no free money. When you save money in an IUL, they will never see this. It's not even a question on the FAFSA application. So don't be mad with celebrities. Don't be mad with people who are getting over the system because they know what they know. Don't be mad with Donald Trump if he's playing the tax game because he knows what he knows and you don't know, right? So these are strategies the wealthy people do. If you have an IUL, congratulations. I'm super proud of you. You're on your way to building massive wealth, to controlling your future, not having to worry about taxes, not have to worry about market risk. Your life is protected and you are building a legacy that will outlast you. Because when you and I die, we're still controlling from the grave. We're still controlling from the grave when you know what I know and you put it in a trust. But that's a whole different webinar. Thank you guys so much. Those of you who are business partners, we have to hop on our team agent training. And the rest of you that are guests, please, please, please get in touch with the person who invited you, or I've put a link in the chat. You can book a free consultation. Make sure you put the name of the person who invited you so they can get credit and they could also follow up with you to let's put a plan in place to help you. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you. Actually, no, I have one more thing to say. I totally forgot. So if you live in New York, right, we are having our Wealth Conference. We do this every year. And I'm super, super, super excited. Let me share the screen. And again, this is also on the link, right? This will be Saturday, April 20. We're having our New York Wealth Conference. It's our annual conference. What you saw today is nothing, okay? It is nothing compared to what's going to be taking place in New York City, Saturday, April 20, right? Pierre Carrera worked in the banking industry. Michelle Malone comes from the retail industry. Erin Pagan comes from real estate. Your girl Odetta is a former professor. Well, not former professor. I am a professor, duh. Education system. Angel Diaz is in the hospitality. We all come from different walks of life, different background. And we thought we knew it all. Only come to find out we were all broke. Even though we had a lot of money, we still broke because we didn't know the money game. We didn't know the rules of money. We didn't understand taxes. We didn't even know what the word compound interest means. We didn't know squat. Today we know it, we teach it, and we help families also get this knowledge. So make sure that if you live in New York or you know someone that lives in New York, you absolutely want to come out here. It's going to be life-changing, I promise you. And if you have a strategy with us, hey, keep learning and stacking your coins. Thank you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday. Or actually, we'll see some of you on Friday for the Men and Money webinar. If not, we'll see you guys back here next Wednesday. And please, please, please take action. And most importantly, schedule your free consultation. Thank you guys. Have a good night.